Yeah, hi everyone. So today um, I'm gonna discuss about this game, which I find quite interesting. It's on the French defense, and I find it actually by I'm actually checking one of the variation in the exchange variation, and I happened to stumble into this game, which was played, I think around 2000. Let me see. Yeah, it's 2014. Sorry. Yeah. So okay, let's straight away head to it. Okay, so it's a game between Vasily Ivanchuk, one of my favorite players, against Jan Nepomniachtchi. Okay, so it's started with e4, e6, knight f3, d5, takes. So we're in the this exchanging, and d4, knight c6, and here uh Ivanchuk played h3. I think is to prevent some bishop g4 pin, because if this knight is pinned, then it's probably a little bit harder to defend the d4 pawn. So black played bishop e6, bishop d3, and black Jan Nepomniachtchi played queen d7. I was wondering what happens with knight b4. Okay, the computer actually recommended castling, and like after takes, yeah, uh, the computers is like slightly better, but I prefer, probably in my opinion, I prefer something like after like before, right? I prefer bishop e2, because I like to preserve my bishop pair, but here black will play something like bishop f5 if he wants to, let's say, right? And then to attack this pawn, so we have to play something like knight a3, and I think after castling should be fine. We can always kick the knight later with c3. So for example, play might continue with knight c6, castling. So we don't mind black taking this, because we get his bishop pair. Okay. Yeah, but that's only my opinion. My rating is 1-8 anyway. So yeah, so black played queen d7, castling, castling queen side. Okay, here I like this move by Ivanchuk. He played knight bd2. Okay, his idea is instead of playing knight c6, is to play the knight here, and targeting this juicy c5 square. So when the knight goes to c5, is if it cannot be taken, let's say if this is strong, the bishop cannot take at one point. So let's say the knight can park on c5 comfortably, then it's really dangerous for black, because it attacks this d7, e6 square, and also eyeing on the b7. And also, if black try to play something like b6, trying to prevent the knight jumping c5, then there will be weakening on the light squares as well, which is not good, because when you play b6, like the fianchetto type of structure, we would like the bishop to be here, but since the bishop is here, we only have the queen, you know, to guard some of these light squares, so probably a little bit problematic for black. So black played f6, um, to guard these two squares, and also probably to give some escape room for the bishop. White played knight b3. Black played very aggressively g5. Rook e1. I like this move, because I was thinking, like, when you want to develop, right? For example, like they always said, like, you want to develop your minor piece first. But I think problem here, obviously, you can't move the bishop here. Moving here probably okay, I guess, but um, maybe the prospect of this pawn blocking. There's not going to be a direct attack on this pawn anyway. I mean, from the c5 or any breaks. And moving the bishop here, it's very hard for you, unless black blunders the knight or something. The bishop won't be targeting on that queen side area. And also, there might be later on maybe h6, f5, f4. So you have to move the bishop again. Anyway, playing the bishop on bishop d2, I don't think it's also that good because although you prevent any knight b4 stuff, or, but probably I guess that's it. So I think, yeah, with that idea, I think rook e1 is the best because we reserve the bishop move first. Plus this move, we control the open file, and we're also putting pressure on this bishop e6, so the queen can't move away that easily. And here, I think, I mean, probably, yeah, rook e8 is the best because we also challenge the open file and we protect this bishop so that the queen is later on free to move somewhere. But here, Jan played g4. Um, I would play this as black as well, I think, because you're taking the knight, you're breaking up this pawn. It looks like very strong move. But according to Stockfish, this is like a mistake because now queen e2 is also possible. For example, if black takes, then there's this takes, and after probably takes, white has a very strong rook in black's area, and probably bishop coming stuff. So black has to take this, and I think probably I think white is doing okay with more active pieces, but I think knight h4 is played by Ivanchuk is also equally good because okay, we always say like the knight on the rim is dim, the knight on the rim is dim, but in here I don't think it's that bad because it's not that easily to directly attack this knight. For example, you can, I know, jump here or here, or this dark square bishop needs to play like, you need to play like something like probably 1, 2, 3 moves to attack the knight. So it's not like there's no direct attack on the knight. And probably this knight does well, if let's say black decides to advance the pawn, the knight is blocking it. And also it supports this f5 square, so the bishop can go here and threat both queen and king. So black play king b8, natural prophylactic move to get away from any sort of attacks on this diagonal. So white continue developing queen e2, putting pressure on this bishop. Bishop f7. So according to here, Stockfish say white is winning. It's like, according to my Stockfish here, Stockfish 14, it's already like 3.3 plus 5. So here, white play bishop f5, really strong move. Again, putting the bishop in a better square and directly threatening this diagonal. So black played queen d6. Uh, then here, okay, white gains upon bishop g4. So Jan develops a knight. I mean, black is now already like down a pawn behind the development, so black has to play very actively. So knight g e7, and here also a nice move by Ivanchuk. He didn't rush with. Again, he delayed the development on the bishop. He played c3 to prevent this knight from, I mean, anything to go on b4, and also supporting this d4 pawn. And here Jan played h5. Okay, just to get this bishop up this diagonal. And here Ivanchuk decides to exchange the bishop, which Jan rejects by playing bishop d6. Probably, okay, let's say here takes, then there's bishop g7. Let's say I mean like here, right? If let's say black plays bishop g7 just to develop and probably thinking of f5 or something, then white can play bishop f4. Now this bishop is putting pressure here, and let's say black's position is quite difficult. Like, how do you go on from here? Let's say if you play f5, for example here, right? This bishop g5 pressuring the knight. It's not. I mean, it's not that really clear how to proceed. For example, now if you play something like rook d8, trying to challenge the open file, then white has rook ae1, and this knight is, you can't move anyway, and you can't move the knight easily because there's, for example, if you just simply make a mistake like this, then yeah, black loses a rook. So, so I guess that's why bishop g6 is played. And here, white immediately jumps knight c5, very strong square, and now pressuring these squares here, and also controlling here. So this knight is really, really strong because the bishop cannot directly exchange it. So black played b6 is the one I was talking about. So after b6, trying to get the knight away, then these light squares become very weak. And here Ivanchuk takes the bishop pair first. I mean, this is quite strong bishop anyway, so you might exchange with your knight. And then play queen b5. Now you can't take the knight because it's pinned. And here, black played knight h4. Here, according to the, because I can't give my, I don't want to give like, this winning and not, because I'm only at 1-8. But here the stockfish already says it's 8 plus, so it's like totally winning position. And here even to play king f1. I mean, white is still winning, but um the computer prefers something like bishop f7. But I think Ivanchuk had this idea with king f1. Okay, let's say if you play something like queen h2, right? Queen h2. Yeah, trying to do a check here or something. White can immediately play knight a6 check. So after king b7, I mean, of course you won't go here, right? Because there's probably a check here and the game is over. So after king b7, white will play bishop d5, protecting here because this check is coming. So basically, this is threatened. And let's say if you continue with queen h1 check, king e2. So it looks like, rook e8 check. So this might give black some way, because the rook is, under attack indirectly. And probably bishop e3. I'm not sure if that, maybe it works as well. But white can play king d3, abandoning the rook. And let's say you play something like queen e1. White can play queen c6 check. And anyway the king goes, I mean, king c8 is the only move, so queen c7 checkmate. So yeah, going back here, if white play bishop f7, let's say black plays something like rook h7, there's bishop f4. And this is really, really strong move. You can't just play here. Okay, so let's say you take, I mean, what else other than that? Because if you just take the bishop, then there's queen c6 threatening checkmate. So you have to take, then check, king a8, then bishop take d5 check, and this is winning for white. Let's say you sacrifice the rook, then there's this check coming, and really you have to block the rook, and this is checkmate. So black played rook h7, and then here Ivanchuk played g3, which I think is a prophylaxis move to cover this h2. I think he's just trying to shut down black's counterplay. But he can also play bishop f4, the same move, which is really strong. Taking the queen, and let's say if you, I mean, the simplest calculation, let's say you just block or something, white can just play here, check, and whatever it is, you can just take a free knight later on. But so after g3, sorry about that. Black played knight g6, because I think if black played knight f3 to attack the rook, then bishop f4 comes anyway, and this is really strong because it's supported, and yeah, the queen cannot go anyway, and black has to lose material. For example, if queen e7, there's this checkmate threatened, and let's say after takes, there's queen b5 check, king a8 force, bishop d5 check, and yeah, I mean, you lose the queen and check again, and you're gonna lose another rook. So this is totally lost for black. So that's why black played knight g6. But here also, here Ivanchuk find uh, a nice move, which is bishop f5. Bishop f5. I think the idea is, he's trying to cover this square, so the queen cannot get away easily. And now attacking this knight as well with tempo. So black played knight c7. Here there are many ways. I think there's several ways to win, but white find I think probably the most concrete and easy way, which is bishop takes d6. So black has forced the take, and here you can just pause the video. This is the final move before black resign. What did white play here? And pause the video. I think this is why also why white chose the bishop f5 thing to prevent the queen from queen e7. So the move is rook e6. Okay, so here threatening the queen, supporting by the knight, and you can go here, 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 here. So basically the queen is trapped. Yeah. So yeah, I mean the only way is to give up queen. You can go here. So yeah, this is totally winning for white. Attacking here. That's I mean you can't even move it here. The queen takes. So let's say you play something like like rook c8, then I think white can just take this pawn, I think. Yeah, you can even take this pawn. You can exchange first. Take for example, you can do this one first. Yeah, queen d5, and this is totally winning. So yeah, I really like this idea of e4 in the French, against the French takes. Then you play d4, you play h3 to prevent bishop g4, and then after bishop d3, just play knight bd2 with the idea of slowly getting this c5 outpost when black castles queen side. Yeah, so I hope you guys find this bishop I mean this game useful. Yeah, so if you like, please like, share this video to anyone, hopefully it benefits as many people as possible. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please subscribe. um yeah, and anyway, if you watched it this far, I really want to thank you so much. Okay, see you guys in the next video. Bye.